In Vayelech, Moses is nearing the end of his life. He does a few major things before he dies, though. First, he informs the Israelites that he's not going to cross into Israel with them, that instead, Joshua will lead them into the promised land. Second, Moses tells Joshua to be strong and to not be afraid, because God's going to help him out. Third, Moses writes this great Torah and gives it to the Kohanim, the holy priests and keepers of the tabernacle. Moses declares that the Torah should be read for all time, to men, women, children, and the stranger in our midst. Talk about crossing your T's and dotting your I's. God then speaks to Moses and has him bring Joshua into their little conversation. God appears in a pillar of smoke and warns them both that the people they have led this far will soon stray from their covenant. God instructs Moses to teach a special song to the people, which describes how God brought them to the land of milk and honey and their subsequent straying. Just in case you think, how nice, a song, just keep in mind, the song also contains severe warnings of God's anger at this disobedience. Vayelech concludes with Moses finishing up writing the Torah. After this, he commands the Kohanim to place the Torah into the ark. He then asks to speak to all of the elders of Israel so that heaven and earth can bear witness to his warnings. The song is spoken into the ears of all of Israel, which continues in the next parsha, Ha'azinu. Vayelech provides an opportunity to explore our personal role in our faith. How, you might ask, can a Torah portion about Moses nearing death and singing songs specifically infuse our responsibility to our people? One of the things that the Torah does in Vayelech is obligate each of us to write our own Torah, just as God instructed Moses to do. Anyone who has ever seen a Torah scribe knows that this is not something to do between scrubbing the toilets, working a 12-hour shift, or changing a diaper. However, we can do two things. First, we can help sponsor the writing of a Torah by a scribe or sofer. The chance comes up every now and then in communities, synagogues, or even online to help write a letter or to help pay for the cost of a letter, word, sentence, or parsha. Sometimes you can choose a letter that's relevant to you, such as the first initial of your Hebrew name or part of your bar or bat mitzvah parsha. Second, we can be the living embodiment of the Torah. This is kind of a big one. In a way, even though learning how to write the precise letters of the Torah is difficult, this is way harder. What might being a living Torah look like? Here are some ideas. First, try integrating little bits of the Torah into your life. For instance, the 10 Commandments, or resting on Shabbat. Even speaking kindly to other people and respecting all people are parts of that. Here's something you've probably heard before. What you hate being done to you, do not do to another person. This shows that you are a walking example of the good intentions of our Torah. Think of yourself as a walking, talking Torah. What do you want others to see when they look at you walking down the street? Do your actions say to people, I like the way she carries herself and conducts business. I wonder what her guidebook is. With the Torah as our guide, we can be examples to others by not gossiping, being generous to those less fortunate, and seeking justice and pursuing it. Vayelech shows us that the road to happiness is paved with trees, and those trees are the Torah, always blooming and always branching out. Only when we really learn to cling to it can we become the embodiment of the principles and the beauty held inside its letters.